Hi everyone, it's Penny Black and Jill Foster here with a new PB&J card class, and this is number 9 in a series of 11 videos of our Share Your Love Stash Busting sketches. So these are sketches that can help you get in there and use your stash and to send loving wishes to someone any time of the year. So here is a look at today's sketch, and it features one of my top favorite designs, which is Penny Black's posted stamp and cutout. So I love using this for any time of year, and so I'm using it with some of these new stamps and dies from Penny Black. So before I begin, I like to prep my main sketch elements in advance. So I've stamped that posted stamp, I've cut my card panels, and I've also done some embossing. At this point, I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to use the embossing, so I've just stuck a few all into an envelope ready for me when I want to make these cards. I do end up using Penny Black's Geometric and All Over Stitches embossing folders. Just a reminder that for all of the sketches included in this Share Your Love series, I have put together an ebook for you with a 2-page spread for each video, and it helps you see all the different ways you can modify the sketch. It's an easy reference, so I'll put a link down in the YouTube description box if you'd like to check it out and show your support. So I'm going to now grab those posted items that I've already prepared. This is all on Canson 140-pound cold press watercolor paper. I'm just using some Boring Olds Post-it notes here to mask off the sides because I want to create my own postage. So I'm going to put these adorable new hedgehogs from Penny Black. These are from the set called Smooch, and I'm going to stamp them using Ranger Archival ink in the color of watering can. And look at that. Now they're instantly on the postage, and I think they are so adorable. I'm in love with these new hedgy stamps from Penny Black. They're a really great size. Now I'm going to use some of the posted elements, this first right up here, to go with that posted or postage theme. These come on that miniature 3x4-inch set, and I'm going to stamp that in watering can as well. Just get it a couple of times to cover the texture of that watercolor paper. So I'm working assembly line style. I like to make about 2 to 3 cards, sometimes 4 for each sketch. So this is what I've went ahead and stamped and done all of my stamping, so when I am ready to paint, everything is ready to go. I'm going to paint these using Distress Ink Reinkers used as watercolors. I've just put them on my palette. I also have water and a paper towel handy, and I'm going to just press my Memento Toffee Crunch ink onto an acrylic block so that I can have that handy as just a really light neutral color. I was just showing you there how I like to twist my brush as I clean it off, and that helps keep it at a nice fine point. I've had a few people ask how I do that, and that's just a little tip for you. So I'm going to go ahead and start by painting the background, and I'm working to just stay kind of within the postage lines here. If you'd like more detailed information about my watercoloring, I do have a video with that with some real-time painting, and again, lots of details, which I don't always go into on every single video, but I'll link that video for you down below if you haven't seen it yet. But I'm just going to paint this in, mixing a couple of different colors of blue. I'll have all the colors I'm using listed down below, as well as all the stamps and dies will be listed and linked for you as well. I'm just picking up a little bit of that Memento Toffee Crunch and adding that around the edges, and I think that just gives sort of a vintage look and sort of softens some of that really vibrant color. And then I'll just put a little bit more on top for some variation. If I go out of the lines, I can kind of lift that up too with a fairly dry brush. So I did all of the backgrounds. So again, you can even do assembly line style that way, but I varied the intensity of the color on each background. Now I'm going to move in and paint these guys. This is that Toffee Crunch ink. I'm just picking it up from the acrylic block where I press that ink pad onto it. I find it's just a really nice light neutral. And I'll add the tiniest little bit of dried Marigold Distress Ink Reinker mixed with that. So if you're looking for a good combination for hedgies, that's one that I really like to use. and then some spun sugar for the blush of their cheeks. And here I'm just sort of swiping on some gathered twigs. And then I can kind of blend that out where it meets their sort of body for that transition. And I just love how much the images can change when you put them inside of this posted stamp. So just by limiting how much you see of an image, it can really change the overall look and feel of it. So we'll get this other gal over here. And you could stamp and paint or color these with Copics or colored pencils, whatever you like to do, but still follow the same sketch if you were looking for some inspiration. Now the background is dry, so I'm going to go in now and get this heart. I think this would be great for Valentine's Day, but also for an anniversary or even a wedding. And then I'm going to take a PITT Artist pen. It's just a waterproof marker with a very fine tip. It's an extra small journaling tip, just to darken up some of these details. So I like that lighter gray for everything, but I feel like their faces and noses just come to life more when they have some black. And so I'm just going to add that on there. Now I've also went ahead and painted the other two, and again you can see the sketch you can use for sending love, sending flowers, thinking of you, cards that have a love type element, but they don't need to be confined to just a certain time of year. Here I'm adding some Memento Toffee Crunch just very lightly using an ink blending tool with a foam pad around the edges. And you can see it more when it's on the white. You can't really see it very much until then. Now I'm going to add the sentiments, so I'm going to stamp those on there, starting light. And there is some texture to the watercolor paper, so I find it is really helpful to stamp this using a stamp positioning tool. And then I'm going to add some more of those posted elements. So I'm going to grab my post-it notes to mask off the sides, and then this comes from that posted stamp set, the one that is used to create the actual postage stamp. And I'm going to this to look kind of tone on tone, so I'm going to stamp it using a light colored ink. So it'll be there but not detract from the main image. And again, all those colors will be listed for you down below. And this little part is also part of that posted set. So here those are. Once I've added that, you can put it in different places wherever you need it to sort of balance your design. I've added my sentiments as well. And I decided to go with a diagonal design. So this is just a standard size card panel that I embossed with Penny Black's geometric embossing folder. And then I just cut that from corner to corner. So you can use both pieces. And I was looking for just something a little bit different. I have made so many cards and different variations using this posted stamp and die set. And I just wanted to mix it up a little bit and also bring you something just a little bit different for inspiration. So I really actually love the look of this diagonal design, and it's so easy to do. I'll probably be a design that I will reach for more often. I love to just use an ink blending tool and foam pad right on top of these embossing folders, and they just add such great texture. And that's all you have to do, just emboss it onto white cardstock and then ink over the top. If your red starts look a little pink, just put a really light layer of like yellow. I'm using Wild Honey here, and it will kind of tone down the pink part and just warm that up and make it look a little bit more red rather than pink if that happens to you. And I'm just going to adhere that down. These are all standard A2 size cards, and then I'm using foam tape on the back of this so it's popped up. And it is that simple to complete this card, but I love it, and I love all of the different ways that you can use this sketch any time of year. So here is a look at this one, and then I'll show you the others that I made. So here's this one on camera. You can see that great texture that you get with that embossing folder. This one uses the all over stitches embossing folder. Same thing, just cut it in half from corner to corner. And that adorable little teddy bear in there. And this is just another reminder before you go that this video is part of a series of sketches created to help you bust through and use your stash. So if you want to see how I prepped to do all of these cards and videos using my stash and sketch boxes, I'll link that video below. It's a really helpful system for getting in there and really enjoying some time spent with your hobby. And here is another look at each of these cards. I know our posted stamp and die set has been really popular. Have you used it yet? And if so, what do you love putting on the inside of your homemade postage? I'd love to know. Leave me a comment below. Thanks for watching.